way.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm holding on to my chips while I talk to you. Yeah. So,
I think I saw one on the ground. I'm gonna pick it up after this.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So I'll pat her down before I leave. So I don't even trust my kid. So yeah, look, I went to school. I spent 17 years there. I gave them a shot.
Yeah.
School
School's
system.
It's a lot different than when we were in school.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah.
It ain't gotten better.
Right.
And it was bad when I was there. So I learned how to use drugs in school. I learned how to drink in school. I learned how to steal in school. I learned how to cheat in school. I learned how to, I learned everything, every bad damn thing I ever learned, I learned in a schoolhouse. Right. I learned how to fight there.
Yep.
So, my sister said, the kids aren't going to be socialized. I'm like, do you met my kids?
Sabrina was telling me her life story.
Dude, they seem socialized to me.
Yeah.
They seem pretty confident.
Her first story was like, yes, I was on this yacht in France yesterday. And I'm like, there we go.
But we did that. The reason I did it.
Yeah.
The reason we started the homeschool thing was because, one, I had a bad experience in school. Not everybody does, but I did. And I look back at my education. I look at the things I'm doing today, and I don't associate anything that I learned then with what I'm doing today.
Right.
So the ultimate reason that we did it was because I wanted to be with them.
Right.
And I didn't know this. Parents don't know anything.
Yeah.
You have a kid and then you start figuring stuff out.
Right.
But I couldn't take them out of school without breaking the law. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like if I want to pull them out for a month or 2 weeks or 3 days.
Right.
No, you can't do that. I'm like, shit, let's just pull them out for good.
I know. That's what I was thinking. The travel, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like being on anyone else's rules or schedule. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah. So, well, when are we going to take a trip? What if I want to go someplace? Well,
right.
you got to get, approval from the school system and then they'll be held back. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
So they're homeschooled. I mean, they can count.
They can read and write.
She can read. This one's read. I don't know how many books.
She's reading a book right now.
Bro, I'll bet she's read 20 of those since we've been in France.
Wow.
In 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
She eats books.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know if we're doing it right. Maybe we screwed the kids up, but if we screw them up, at least I know I did it.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Some stranger.
Right.
What happened to your kids? I don't know. Some stranger fucked them up. At least I'm be like, I fucked them up, Now, the big thing that people ask me is like, oh, they're going to be spoiled or your kid's going to be spoiled. Look, they fly private. One of them's never been on a commercial flight before. I remember Scarlett asked me one day, am I ever going to be able to fly commercial? And I'm like, I hope not. And we finally did. And she's like, oh my God, I never want to do this again, right?
Oh,
so
man.
some people are going to be like, oh, they're going to get spoiled. But the truth is my kids give back to us. We do not give them money. We don't buy stuff for them. We have them on contracts. They work for us.
They got to earn
they
whatever
have a
they
whole
want.
contract, a 6-page contract, what they have to do for us each year. They get a salary for that.
I'm going to have to get that from you.
Yeah, not an allowance.
Yeah.
And then depending on how they do during the year, they could get a bonus, and we take that money. I don't ever give them the money.
Right.
It'd be like me giving her a loaded gun, right? Mm-hmm. What do you want to do with this?
Yeah.
I don't give a kid $30,000.
Right.
What I do is I take the $30,000, I move it into Cardone Capital, and then they live off the distributions.
Ah.
That's what she can spend. So she'll call me up, hey, can I buy these earrings? You got $420 left this month.
Yeah.
That's the only way they get money. Or she could take a loan out. Like we were in France and they found these things they liked. And she's like, hey, this is going to cost $900. I'm like, well, you don't have the money, but I'll take a loan. So they're learning the game.
8% interest.
Well,
what's the interest rate?
It's 0, man. Kisses. Just give me extra kisses, right? So, they're learning the game like that because I know when you just give people money, they don't learn anything, man.
No. And I've been thinking a lot about that with my kids as they get older. I'm like, man, going through hard times is what made me who I am. How do you teach a kid who's going to grow up in a super nice house and everything around them? They don't even, like you said, they don't even know what flying regular is.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard navigating that.
Yeah, it is, dude. And then you got all these people around you that are telling you what's the right way to do, what should you do. And I just know they're turning out great.
Yeah.
If they can, they're already better than I was when I was 13.
Yep.
And so I don't know. Look, I've spent more time with my Sabrina than my dad ever was able to spend with me. more time with Scarlett than either of my parents ever spent with me. They couldn't.
Right.
Bro, they were in fear all the time.
Mm.
You know, like they just did not have, they didn't think big enough about how to create and scale a business.
Right.
They were awesome people. But my dad died when he was 52. I was only 10. And he was at work every day. He didn't abandon me. He was at work. He was trying to take care of me. And in that trying to take care of me, there is a level of abandonment.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the mission statement of The Wealthy Way is to not go broke trying to get rich.
I love that.
Yeah. And that's just my mission. Like, I don't work weekends. You know, I'm home. I leave the office at 5.
But Instagram does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you look like you're working on weekends.
Hey, the team's posting. They're making it happen.
It looks like you're working all the time, bro. I've been watching your game.
There we go.
I'm like, look at him making those moves.
We're always developing something.
Yeah.
So, well, my mind's working 24/7.
Of course.
Right?
It should be.
But office time, you know, I want to leave here, go hang with my family,
Yeah.
my kids, and all that stuff. And, you know, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, as you know, they get caught up in pursuing money and riches and all these things, and they forget about the things that are important and the things they're trying to like build a better life for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I did that.
Yeah.
I didn't get married till I was 47.
Wow.
Didn't have kids till I was 51.
Crazy.
I was grinding, bro.
Yeah.
I went 1 year, I went 260 days without going home.
Wow.
So you do
Just
weekends
on the road?
every day.
It's crazy.
It's going I was hustling money.
Yeah.
But back then there was none of this. There was no other people to learn from. You could read a book. You read like some book from some dead guy. But you couldn't like in real time go online and have somebody inspire you.
Right.
To do anything. Now there's probably too much of that, but back then it was like you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm. The number one question I get asked by entrepreneurs is, Ryan, how do I create a personal brand like you have? How do I start monetizing social media? And I've been asked it so many times that I said, you know what? It's time to start a business and teach everyone exactly how I've done it. If you want to learn how I've been able to grow my social media following to 1.7 million followers in just 2 years, and you want to learn how we've gotten over 500 million views and turned those views into over $1 million a month in revenue, then Content Empire is for you. You see, there's a lot of people who are teaching how to go viral on one platform or how to run paid ads or funnels, but nobody has figured out how to organically merge the two. Most people think it's pay to play. But if you want to learn how to get organic content, build a fan base, build people who want to buy your products who don't need to be sold, then I want you to go to contentempire.io, apply for a free strategy session with my team. We will teach you how to build your business on social media and monetize. So once again, go to contentempire.io and we'll chat with you. One of the most overlooked aspects of running a business is who you're using for your bookkeeping, accounting, and your taxes. Unfortunately, most investors go the cheap route and they end up paying for it in the long haul. They're not properly keeping books. They have no idea how much money is coming in, how much money is going out. They're really just running off of their gut instead of running on hard data. This is where TrueBooks comes into play. TrueBooks is my CPA firm where we have helped hundreds of investors and small business owners all across the country get their books dialed in, pay less in taxes, and take advantage of every deduction that you are entitled to. Most CPAs, it seems like they're working for the IRS. We are not that way. We want to make sure that you get everything you're entitled to. So if you want to learn about how we can help you out today, go to truebookcpa.com. Like I said, we've helped out real estate investors, we've helped out crypto investors, entrepreneurs, influencers, you name it. We have helped them and we can help you. So go to truebookcpa.com. Well, the thing I was going to bring up was every time I've seen you, your kids, your wife are always with you, traveling the world, at your events, just hanging out. It's like you've merged that gap of being able to work, being able to have family and hang out and all that.
We only do businesses that support the family and our lifestyle. So I don't do any business with it. Hey, you want to do this deal? Nah, it doesn't fit for me.
Right.
Oh, you make $1 billion doing this. Doesn't fit.
I don't care.
So everything fits, like everything. If I move my thumb, my pinky moves, all our businesses, I can pitch one thing and it is going to hit 2 or 3 other things.
Yeah.
The speakers that we have on our stages, everything. When I came down to or when I had you guys come down to Miami, all that is moving something else. All of it fits together. If it doesn't fit, we get rid of it.
Right.
That way I can spend time with her and them and do the things I want to do and be around the people I want to be around.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
one thing
I didn't get rich to be unhappy.
but a lot of people do.
They get rich and then they're like, shit, I'm unhappy. And then they say money doesn't make you happy. Money had nothing to do with this.
Right. Right. Well, one thing you mentioned earlier was that you were thankful you make your money on the internet, right?
Yeah.
And I've been saying that for a long time because, and you also mentioned too that it takes a while for the world to catch up to how talented you are and your greatness and all these things. And for me, I started making content 2.5 years ago, right? I was unknown before then, but I was still good. Like I was flipping houses, grinding, doing my thing, but people didn't know who I was until I started making content, being known, right? And now I'm just shoving it down people's throat, content. And now I make the majority of my money from the internet, right? Education, things that help people, you know, scalable products, like you said, right? I can't flip that many houses. I can't go.
And you've done a lot of houses.
And I've made a lot of money flipping houses, but this internet thing is infinitely more scalable. Touch on that, man. Like, how did you figure that out?
I don't know.
Because you were a car sales guy, you know, like you said.
I was hustling $200 commissions, man.
Yeah. Like, when did that? Because for me, immediately it switched. I was like, this is a better way.
Yeah. And then, well, I didn't have the internet. Like, so then I was out pitching car dealers. I was selling cars, and then I started pitching car dealers. I'm like, let me go sell these car dealers. Worst audience on planet Earth.
Right.
And hard people, very difficult, right? But they had money. So I'd go door to door, knock on their doors. Hey, I got an idea. I can show you guys how to double their sales. I started learning my pitch.
Right.
And this has really built the armor around who Grant Cardone would become, like this persistent, tenacious, grinding. But that's not scalable. I remember Gary Vaynerchuk telling me he outworks me. I'm like, bro, we just met. How would you know how much I work or don't work? Like, I didn't even know you till Jared told me about some guy from some other part of the world that was making money selling wine or something. I didn't even know you. How do you know if I work harder than you? What the fuck's it matter, by the way? I don't know how that matters. Like, what's the contest here?
Yeah.
You know, and I said, you want to compare jets? You know, that's a contest, right?
Yeah.
So you want to compare who makes the most money. That's a contest. We can measure. I don't know who works harder. My dad died working.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
He worked hard.
Oh, yeah. He worked hard and died. Heart blew up in his chest. So I don't want to do that deal. I think it's important that people know you for your work ethic. I know you for your work ethic. Now, I didn't know you didn't do weekends.
Yeah.
Because you had the internet do this thing for you.
Right.
So when I discovered the internet, I was 50. She had just been born, 51 years old. And a guy said, hey, man, you could really do some good stuff with Facebook. I said, why do you think that? He's like, well, you're clearly a teacher. You're an educator. You like teaching people. And I said, yeah, what's Facebook? What's this thing, Facebook? I ain't got time for Facebook, bro. Shit, I'm too busy worrying.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, man, Facebook is this thing. It's kind of like YouTube. And YouTube was pretty new.
Right.
This is only 12, 13 years ago. And I'm like, bro, I ain't got the time for no Facebook. I was so negative about it. and he walked out of my house. I still remember where I was. And I said, man, you sound like a really negative person. I was saying to myself. And every time I've been that guy, you know, no, I don't have time for that. There's always been something on the other side of that closed door, that closed mind.
Before you finish, can I say one thing you said at the event that stuck out to me too was the thing that you're like hating on or dismissing is the thing you know you should be doing.
Always. For me.
Yeah.
The things that I hate on.
Yeah.
You know, like I hate banks. I hate the Blackstones, the Wells Fargo, the Bank of America. And the only reason I'm saying that, you guys hear me hating on them, is because I'm going to do them. I'm going to become the thing that I hate.
Yeah.
Like I've done this my whole life. I know people that hate on me just want to be me.
Right.
They don't know it.
Right.
It's a flip version of admiration.
Yeah.
So when you start hearing me talk about the Black Rocks and the Blackstones, man, I'm prepping myself.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where I was at in that.
You finally decided Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So telling you, yeah.
The guy walks out of my office, and literally I have a Facebook account 3 minutes later. Okay. And then we ended up with 6 million people on Facebook. before Facebook basically became a garbage dump, and they started throttling everybody, and you can't really get to them. But man, I've made a lot of money with Facebook until that happened. Now, then Instagram came out, and I started playing on Instagram. I could not figure out Instagram.
Yeah.
For at least probably 4 years.
Wow.
Couldn't figure it out. Now today, man, that thing is just like we're getting 800,000 views, 600,000 views a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes reached 11 million people last week. But it took me a long time to figure it out because it's a different gig.
Right.
I still haven't figured out LinkedIn. YouTube has made me, I don't even know, hundreds of millions of dollars.
What's your favorite platform?
All of them.
Me too.
I mean, that's my,
if you had to pick what's made you the most money, which one?
YouTube. YouTube's a beast, bro.
Yeah. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Like I literally can walk around places today